How are we, people? And welcome back to Total Spurs. I'm just going to do a little video today on how dreadful this transfer window has gone. It's now the 22nd of January. Well, here in Australia, it's night time. Obviously, it's daytime back in England. And we have failed to sign anyone so far. I'm sick to death of hearing about this Porro deal. Every couple of days, we're close. Then rejected the agreement. We seem to be trying to do these deals of loans and installments and swapping players, and it's actually quite disgusting that a club like Arsenal, who have already spent over nearly $500 million in the last or £1 billion in the last couple of years, went out and got Trossard with no worry, and then went and bought a backup centre back, Polish centre back. Can't pronounce his name, and I think they will strengthen even more. They went for Mudryk, who looks like a great buy for Chelsea. Watched him against Liverpool as he came on. And Chelsea are still strengthening. United will strengthen. City have just bought a young player from Argentina. Cannot remember his name can't remember his name at the moment. Liverpool obviously got Gakpo, and I don't know where this club's at. I've seen the protests at the grounds. Shout out to all those people that went. Wish we could join you. We need more effort behind it. Even if you're not Levy in, Levy out, I don't understand how you can justify not protesting for the window that we've had. I know there's a lot of things going on about Conte and we won't back him unless he backs us, and vice versa. But the club itself, over the last 22 years since we've had ENIC and Levy in, have shown they don't back managers. It doesn't matter how long your contract is, they won't back you. They did to Poch with 18 months of no transfer windows. And this honestly feels like we're under Poch. I feel like this is going to be a window where we're not going to get a transfer window, a transfer buy. And it begs the question of, are we even in a transfer window, in the eyes of Levy and ENIC, because we're trying for these deals, and we just, instead of just paying the evaluation that clubs are saying this is what we want, we're not taking anything less. We're still going ahead and trying to get cheap deals, and for me, it's kind of a joke. It's become a joke now. It's with the laughing stock of the Premier League. I don't think we're top six. We haven't been top six for a very long time. I'd say the year Poch left, maybe just before that, I didn't see us as a top six club because we weren't good enough. And now with the way Newcastle was going, and I know Chelsea and Liverpool have both kind of fallen off, but the only reason why we're sitting in fifth at the moment is because those two have not done as well as what they should have this season. And that's done it in our favour. That's lucky us, but it's not good enough. Paratici apparently has come back to work. He's only been in Italy, but still, that's a fucking shambles. And soon enough, he'll be banged up. We won't have our DOF. Conte will be on his way out, and that will mean Kane will go. And I don't know what we do with this club at the moment. Everything's going wrong from top to bottom, and it's quite depressing to see as a fan, especially an overseas fan, because there's nothing really I can do. I haven't bought a club shirt in years, purely because of mainly at the start because of how expensive it was. $150, $200 Australian to get a shirt with badges and all that on it. So I outsourced it to a knockoff kind of manufacturer, because I'm not paying that much money when the club doesn't back the team. That wasn't the sole incentive. It was more to help my pocket. But I've killed two birds with one stone with that. But I don't think that Levy and ENIC realise it's got to be half of you guys living back at home dealing with this shit every day. Football's a religion, not a hobby. And if your team's failing, every other team around you, make sure that you know. But out here, there's not many Tottenham fans. It's growing, but there's not many in Australia. It's mainly, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, and then Arsenal, and now City because of how well they've done the last 10 years. So, we're outnumbered by far out here, and it's just depressing. Even when I go out now, it's not as bad as what you guys get back in England, but it's depressing here. But we're looking at getting Porro, which is not going to happen. I think that'll be the only buy that we actually get if we do get it over the line. It'll be like the 30th, and like, oh, look how much money we saved on Porro. I'm hearing Real Madrid are looking at getting him in the summer if we fail to get him. So if we don't get him this window, he's going to Real. There's no doubt about that. But I haven't heard any other rumours. I've checked Twitter, and there's not much. There's not much going out there what we're going for, which is quite disgusting. Danny Ings has gone to, I think it's West Ham for 15. Why couldn't we get him? I know we've got Richarlison, but Danny Ings is Premier League proven. He may not be one of the best strikers in the league, but he does his job. I'm hearing that Caicedo from Chelsea going for Caicedo from Brighton, roughly around 25-30 mil. He's one of their best players again, and apparently his wage is only £3,000. So a bit of an upgrade on that, and some money at Brighton, and we can get their best player. And we've got to watch how Brighton does it, because they've got to give it to Brighton. They don't spend the money. They get all these little buddy, these great players for cheap. They've got a great youth scouting system, or a great scouting system in general. And, the club should look and investing in some of those scouts and bringing them in, because they find gems. They found Basuma, Trossard, Caicedo's a great player. Lewis Dunk's a good player. Obviously there's more, and I can't think of the top of my head, but they seem to, Southampton seem to find real gems, and they seem to get players that are way above the playing level of the rest of the team in their team. And it's actually crazy that no one's decided to try and convince their scouting system to move over to their club. So it's depressing. It's so depressing the way the club is at the moment. But looking at the next game, we won't be doing a live watch along again. It is 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning for us here in Australia. So once again, we're working very hard to do a live watch along, but we will be watching the game whilst we work. It's just, we can't do three things at once. But I'm not confident. I don't like, we showed a little bit against City, but City weren't City until the second half, and they put 4 against us unanswered. I don't see us beating Fulham. They're playing really, really well at the moment. They're playing for the manager. They look like a real team, and I think if they beat us, they go above us, or they come close to going above us. And it's fair play to Fulham, because we're a shamble at the moment. I think that with the way Kane's going, I think he may drop off the ball at the end of this transfer window. If we don't get anyone, I feel like he'll just down tools like he did at the start of last year when he wanted to go to City. And against this Fulham game, I just can't trust our defence. Even Romero has looked very shaky lately, very rash, coming out of the line. Looks like a red card waiting to happen. Like I said, it gives me Serge Aurier vibes. And then Dyer's just regressed. He had a bit of progression under Conte, more of a bit of consistency. Looked like he was consistently showing decent performances. Now, I'm not saying he was the best defender in the league, nothing like that. He just showed a bit of consistency, a bit of comfortability out in the back, and he's just completely lost it now. It's like it's caught up with him. Like, all those good games have been like his little lucky charm, and then all of a sudden he's just lost it. Langley, he's in the same level as Davies. I could take either one of those. So those 3 or 4 centre backs that we're using, and then you look at the backups of Sanchez and Tanganga. None of them are good enough apart from Romero. But even then, I feel like Romero needs to have an older head someone that's a lot more experienced, but a good player, not just an experienced player, a good player to play beside him, to reel him in sometimes when he's coming flying out, to calm him down, to try and teach him to, to do those tackles that Toby used to do, where he would steal balls for fun. He would be aggressive when he needed to be, and he would be, it's just look at the change and the actual gap between quality of Toby and Jan to even Romero. I think he's a good defender. I think he's a good player, but I think he needs someone next to him that's going to, be just as good, if not better than him, to complement him. And it's just depressing. I want Son to be dropped for Fulham, and I don't even want to see Richie on that wing. I don't know who you're going to play, but I would rather play Perisic and put Richie in the middle with Kane, and then just have two in the middle, something like that. I don't know. Maybe play three in the middle with Kulu playing as that right wing back. I don't know. I don't trust any of the right wing backs. Even Perisic defensively, don't trust him. So, if Son's getting dropped, I would rather just put Richie and Kane in the middle, and then just try and play through the middle with the wing backs, just bombing on, protecting the wingers and pushing back the fullbacks, because Conte's not going to change the system. So he's played this 5-3-2 before. We might as well play it like that. But Son needs to be dropped. Has not, 15, 16, the last 16 games, he's done nothing but give 1 assist or 2 goal contributions in 16 games. And, I don't know what we do with him. I don't think he's lost it. I just think something's happened to him in his life that's just, mentally has blocked him, and he's just not performing like he usually does. And I think it's also to do with the condition of the club, the way that the progressively as the season's gone on, the outlook on Levy and Conte and the club itself has gone so negative that he strives off confidence and happiness, it seems, and he's got none of it at the moment. So it's really showing the limitations of Son. And if he doesn't turn up this season, if Kane doesn't turn it on, and if we don't start getting Richarlison involved a bit more to try and score goals, because we can't, our best players are in the attacking positions. So we might as well just, instead of trying to form up the defense to stop it from leaking goals, let's just try and outscore people, because there's no point. We're going to leak goals every game anyway. We can't keep a clean sheet. Lloris can't save a shot. And that's who I don't want to see as well. I'd rather see Foster. I mean, I'm not saying Lloris is better. Foster is better than Lloris, but Foster can't do any worse, can he? Honestly, I don't know about you, but Foster can't do any worse. But I honestly think we're going to lose. I think it's going to be like a 2-0, 1-0 loss. But, I say that now, and Tottenham can go over there and score 4 or 5 and just be good for one game. But that's not good enough. We need to be good consistently the rest of the season, because after Fulham, we've got Man City again. And I know it's at home, and funny enough, I will be in England for that game. But, I don't want to have to go to my cousin's house and watch it and be depressed. And then have to cop it over there, because most of my family are Arsenal. So it's one of those situations. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I know it's nice and sweet and quick. Just wanted to get a video out to just start talking a bit about the transfers and stuff. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate everyone that has subscribed and everyone that views, and we're slowly starting to grow, so we really appreciate that. Make sure you're sharing it around, and make sure you're commenting. We want to see what you guys think, what you guys feel. If we've missed anything, if we've gotten anything wrong, let us know. We appreciate you all for all the views and all the time you've taken out of your day to listen to us rabble on about Tottenham. So take care, and as we say here at Total Spurs, stay Spurs.